we are back again.
Yes.
For you won't know this, but we'll know this because we've done this episode before. But I put a microphone in and didn't turn the microphone off.
Technical difficulties. See, I was gonna be nice and not mention it.
I think honesty is the. Our first episode was honesty is the best policy. So
that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna stick to honesty is the best policy.
Fair enough. Sticks.
Yeah, and then the last one with Dan was a bit
Stick to our values.
a bit blurry.
Oh, a bit blurry.
So, fingers crossed, the microphone's working for this one. That's working. We're all learning here. It's like my first day of being a edit video person. Just like some people, their first day of being a coach.
That's it.
And you learn, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes you look at an hour and a half of footage and you cry to yourself because there's no sound.
But hopefully today.
I bring the luck. Yeah.
I bring the luck to the
When you're here, it's good. It's good. I feel like your mood and your happiness will get us through.
Yeah, I can't say I'm in the most energetic of moods, but I'm always happy. So
life comes along and
let's do this. Hopefully the subject today will get us to upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know when you
values.
You start to reminisce over stories about that kid that really got.
If I see your legs start twitching, I'll have a break. I'll say break there.
Hopefully, hopefully we won't get too.
I'm sure we won't. I'm sure we won't. But basically, back here with Dev and
Nick.
And basically, another thank you basically for the original video going over 100 likes. I know you went here to celebrate it. Do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah,
we got. I think it might be 150 now, which is mad.
I'm just gonna say a massive thank you to those that watched it. You know, thank you for taking the time out to watch it as well. Hopefully we gave you some insight and stuff, and hopefully we're obviously hoping to encourage some comments, some interaction from you all as well. So again, this is not just for us, this is for you guys to obviously get involved and try and give us some goal to obviously work with as we continue to do this podcast.
Exactly, we can rock and roll with you guys.
So,
and then also a massive thank you to Dan for last week and for him filling in, because I messaged him at like, what's it called, I don't know, like 8 o'clock in the evening, like, Dan, can you come around tomorrow? I need to do a little video of you about being a special guest and you're something. He came and smashed it. Even though the camera work wasn't what it should be, he came and done a sick job with his chocolate story. And the truth of having, as we were talking about earlier off cam, having a job and being a coach. Yeah. Which is a really hard thing to have a passion for something but still have a 9 to 5 and go and do that. Exactly. So massive love for everyone that came and watched that video and stuff like that. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it somewhere here. And then today's a good one. Because last time we done this, it went on for ages and we tried to compress it a little bit.
But hopefully today...
It probably got even fucking longer.
It probably will. No. I reckon today we'll try and get straight to the point. Okay. Shout. And then obviously, you know, again, it's just up to you guys to give us your 2 pence in, you know, to see if we're going wrong or... Yeah, because this one's a contested one. Are we geniuses? I don't know. Yeah, I think we are. I'm gonna go with you. I think I'm a back as well, but I'm a great guy. So. You're a dick. But we are talking about a highly contested thing today because there are so many views on it. I'm probably gonna say a few things that are gonna get contested, and you might go, oh, "That's not true," or "I don't believe that." And once again, absolutely fine if you don't agree with anything we say. We just need to hear what you want to say from your side. So don't go like having a go at us or anything, because once again, we're just saying it from the way we feel it. And if you want to give us an email, it's bscpodcast@gmail.com. We've also got the Instagram and stuff, which we'll put all at the end, and the Twitter and stuff, which you can message us on real quick if you have any views on things we're going to say. So today we are going to be talking about something that everyone deals with, from the first day coaches to the 30-year coaches: behaviour management. Yes. Not easy. No. And I think no matter if you're as I said, a big time coach, getting your players motivated, maybe it's not behaviour management in adults, but it's more trying to get the correct behaviour you want out of players, such as attitude, work rate, things like that.
and then towards the young years and the coaches, things like that, it's getting kids to listen, follow correct orders, and the different techniques that go into that one.
That's it. Simple as that.
There are a load of things. So I think last time we spoke about what's your behavioural techniques? Like, so what, like if you had a banging new class, like you stepped in September, brand new, any kind of age range, what's like what's your step-by-step, what's your guide to your kind of session?
It's not really like a step-by-step guide. I mean, obviously, like I said the last time we spoke, it was a case really about really setting your stall from the first minute. You know,
first impressions.
First impression is key, because you don't wanna go in and be like, you don't want to go in too soft. Basically, you got to come in with that firm approach and kind of let your children know what they expect from you. Do you understand? And what they should expect from myself in terms of how I'm gonna approach certain situations, how I'm gonna approach misbehavior, how they should approach the session in terms of effort, teamwork, that kind of thing. So I think for me, it's just a case of setting my stall straight away, because I think in the past where I've tried to be myself from the get-go, it hasn't always worked out, because
you don't use a smiley
it hasn't always worked out, because obviously as much as kids like that, I think the respect level goes immediately, and you've got to find that balance. So I would much rather the first session, a group of kids thinking,
who's this guy?
This guy is, a serious guy. He ain't taking nonsense. Rather than them thinking, oh, he's a great guy. I'm gonna be able to do whatever it is I like every time he's running our session, and so on and so forth. And you, as a coach, you don't want to be in that situation, because end of the day, in essence, you are going there to teach somebody something, and you need to have a controllable environment to be able to do it. So for me, it's about setting my stall first and literally just trying to be as firm as I can, not too firm, but at the same time letting them know my expectations and just expecting a common sense approach, especially as I'm working with older children. But
that very much like goes into like my first story I've really had for behaviour management. Like, as you know, I've been coaching for a while. I've coached olders, youngers, adults, kids, whatever. And what you've just said is the key part of it, is the first impression. So I know for a fact, if my friends watch this or my under 17s watch this, I'm gonna get rinsed for this, but here we go. I walked into a school, brand new school for the first time, with a bunch of year ones. I was probably a year into coaching. Walked into class, all like, because you walk in, you're a brand new teacher, you get to pee with them, they're really loving life. So I was like, come on guys, let's get changed, whatever. And they were good, they were getting changed, blah, 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 blah. And a few kids got ready first. And they were standing in a line, and I was like, they're a bit bored. I haven't introduced myself. That's rookie. Let's let them guess my name. So my full name's Devin, but I hate the full name Devin. Dev, always. And I was like, guess my name. And there was Henry, there was Charlie, Daniel, blah, 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 blah. And they couldn't get it, right? So then one kid, trying to be funny, said, Mr. Flip Flop. Mr. Flip Flop. And Mr. Flip Flop. And
sorry to cut you. See, when a kid does stuff like that, I know some people find that funny. I just don't find it funny. I just look at a kid and think,
you're an idiot, bro.
Yeah.
But I was an idiot. Right now, I'd be like, I'd hit that kid, like, that's disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying.
Call me by my name.
I was like, you call him Mr. Flip.
But a year in, right? In my head didn't see that. My head saw it like, oh, he's making a laugh and a joke. I'm now in with him.
Don't forget the thumbs up. Oh, friend. Oh, new friend. Oh, friend. Please be my friend. Oh, friend. Oh, friend. Fuck you lot. Where's the beer?
Yeah.
I'm now the funny teacher. I'm now that teacher who they can have a laugh with and still learn. So I was like, yeah, call me Mr. Flip Flop, because all the kids laughed at it. And I'm Mr. Flip Flop. I was like, yes, let's go. Sick. Right. So the rest of that lesson was a living hell.
Of course.
A absolute living hell.
Yeah,
I would say to them, okay guys, let's go stand on the line. We are going to get into pairs. They are grabbing each other. They are jumping into fours. They're on the floor. Okay guys, stand still. Eyes on me. About 5 kids would. Okay, Mr. Flip Flop. A few more kids would.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Flip Flop. Mr. Flip Flop, we're done. Mr. Flip Flop. And And about 2 minutes later, I'd finally have a bunch of kids there.
Yeah.
And it's purely because there was no standard set at the start. The standard was set all the way down here. And they had that, I don't see this guy as a teacher, I see this guy as a clown.
Yeah, they saw you as, I don't know, like a cartoon.
Exactly. Literally. I mean, and I tell you right now, right, that was the biggest learning thing about behaviour management ever again. And that's where I like names. That's why teachers have names and they say Miss or Sir or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
A name thing is a respect thing. It's a barrier that keeps you at that respect thing. And then basically that was my life for the next 6 months. In my first year of school, oh my god, every time as a coach, you know, you go to a session, you're like, oh, this session's really long.
Yeah, because it's funny you said that, because names, you know, when I was a PE teacher, obviously I was happy for kids to just call me by my first name, Nick, but it was, you know, mandatory for the children to call me by
not Oi
Sir
or you,
Mr. Sam is what they would call me, because I didn't even want them to call my surname. So yeah, but the cool thing about my surname is there's a first name edged in there as well. So I was just like, yeah, so just call me that. But immediately you do kind of feel that, I don't know, you kind of feel that presence about yourself as soon as you go into a school, knowing that kids look at you as a teacher. You're not just a coach anymore. And what you said about so
they expect something, you expect something of them,
that's like,
and they expect something of you,
that's it,
and that comes with that name.
Because end of the day, like, kids do crave that kind of, you know, structure.
My word, my mum was a teacher for years, and the word was boundaries.
Yeah, and
they love it. As much as kids might rebel against it and
that's
push
what I'm saying, yeah, but they need it. And like I said, you know, it's little things like that they will appreciate you for, you know, as they get older, and they won't forget those things as well. And like, but obviously, if you don't want to be remembered as the teacher that wasn't serious or that was taken as a joke. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, I think that's why it's so important at the beginning. You're not, you know, naming yourself Mr. Flip.
Yeah, I get that, and I think it's why that one's where it's a very steep learning curve. I think like if you look back on your school years or coaching years, like the strict teachers, will, a majority of them, we said it as a truth in the first episode, the majority of teachers that are strict but can be a decent good person are better than the good teachers who then try and be strict.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you don't respect, you might like them, but if they said, oh, listen, or don't do that, you would take a few extra seconds to do it. But if it was a strict teacher, you would do it straight away, and then you might joke with them at the end of the lesson. Yeah, and it was that kind of vibe that you got to get to with, especially with younger years.
That's it. It's literally so true, so true. But also what you got to remember as well, it's not a thing it's not an easy thing to do, man, when you first get into coaching,
100%.
because you know when you're, say for example, you're a football coach, your main focus is to obviously try and teach and coach football and try to do it to the best of your ability. So you're not even thinking about having to deal with children that are going to misbehave or dealing.
Because most kids are being brought
exactly. You think they're brought there to come and play football, so you immediately expect them to have that,
at least an affiliation to
you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, no, it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. So obviously it might, I remember when I first started coaching, it kind of does affect your confidence a little bit, but then after a while it's just like, do you know what, this is my session, so I'm gonna make sure that
it's gonna pop a little bit.
Yeah, that
gonna be on board.
Do you know what I mean? And it all goes to, and like I said, I think the last time we filmed it, I did shout out Badu Sports for it, because that was the main thing. Like, do you understand? Like, I think the first thing they said to me was, look, you can be this excellent coach in that, but if your behaviour management is not great, then you know, because we was working with tough kids, you know, the area of London it was in, you know, you know what I'm saying, not everyone down there are angels, do you know what I mean? So you kind of had to be tough, and
you can't throw that blanket on behaviour management.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You can't go, this is going to work for everyone.
It's not. So it's
got to learn
I think with that school especially, I dealt with children that were incredibly smart and gifted, but were naughty at the same time.
Yeah.
So with children like that, it's not a case of shouting at them. It's not a case of
they get that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's actually a case of actually trying to find out what it is that makes them
tick,
act like that,
and what makes them think.
Yeah. So I think some of you might do this already. You might get a kid in your class who generally acts up in behaviour wise. So what some people might do, they might give that kid responsibility in that session. So say, for example, set up the cones or hand out the beers, that kind of thing.
Set the beers.
Come on, be here. Come get your beer. Come on, who wants it? Hot day, cold beer.
The bibs. What's in the bibs?
Sorry, afternoon beers, guys. Afternoon beers.
So I think with that immediately changes that child's perspective on this actual session, because now he kind of sees himself as a leader almost responsible for the session going well.
Because that kid, I bet any money has been used to being told they're doing things wrong, and got used to being shouted at.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you go to a kid and just go bang 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 bang, and you, like I think we explained this last time, you sit them out continually. It's no longer a punishment.
It's no longer.
They've done it so many times. They want to sit in the corner and play with something.
So now, and what you got to remember as well, you're now putting that child in an isolated situation. So all that child is going to do is then perform another action that then grabs attention. Do you understand? Whether it be good or negative.
That is,
do you understand?
Gold dust.
Do you know what I mean? So
put a kid in isolation, away from the attention.
That's what I'm saying.
What are they going to do on that chair?
Exactly.
If they've been sent there many times,
so
they're going to do another act. That is sick.
So
they didn't think about that. They're going to do another action which causes more distraction because they've been isolated again.
Yeah.
That's mad. So if you are continuing sending kids out and it's not working, and you're sending a kid out and they continue to think, they've been done that in class. They might sit in the back of the room. They're probably gonna bang something. They're gonna do something because they need that.
They just need that attention.
And not gonna work.
They just need the attention. Obviously, you can do it. I'm not saying do not completely rule out that form of punishment, because some children just do need to be taken away from the clock. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a good kid. I don't know, today might not be the person's day. I don't know, you're talking, you're acting out of character. Yeah, go sit out, man. Have a minute. You're not yourself today. But
come back when you're ready.
You know, there is those kids that constantly do it. So you kind of have to come up with a new approach into dealing with that kid, because at the end of the day,
adapting.
He's going to be part of your session continuously, so you might as well, make some sort of adjustment in that sense, So this kind of moves on nicely to a story that I have actually, because I think we spoke about it before and I kind of got, passionate when I was speaking. I'll try not to get as passionate.
Wait for it, guy, he gets passionate.
I'll try not to get as passionate this time when I explain it. But so it all goes down because I don't think, when I went to this class one day and I noticed this kid is sitting in a corner, do you know what I'm saying? So I just ignored it because
it's a kid in the corner,
do you know what I'm saying? It's nothing new, right? So then my bit was in the classroom. I wasn't doing much. I was just sitting in the classroom letting the teacher talk, and at some point the kid got let back in, but then he got sent out again, and then the teacher was telling him off for being disrespectful, and I looked at him, I was just like, disrespectful? How? Why? You know what I'm saying? But again, I ignored it.
It's such a hard thing, isn't it, where you might not agree with something, but it's not your room, or it's not your session. You're like,
so I'm just leaving it. I'm leaving it because at the end of the day, it's not my session. You're right, it's not my session, so I don't want to interject in that sense. Agreed. So twice he's been sent out of the class for being disrespectful, and it hit me because, like I said, this was a young black king. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, and I know, I'm not saying I know every parent from that background, but I know what they're like, and respect and respecting the elders is a big thing in that kind of culture. So it kind of hurt me in that sense. So anyway, my time to take this group of children. I'm there in the hall with them, and I know it's the same kid. Literally, he's talking, like literally having his own his own, like, imagine me and you are talking and there's people behind us just having a whole, but you know
that happens everywhere.
The thing is, I got angry. So I got angry to the point that I initially ignored it, and I gave him that look to say stop talking, literally, and that's the look that I gave him. I didn't even say nothing, and then so I've continued, and he's basically continued his conversation. I was just like, excuse me, literally. Full, like, top of my voice, everything, and he's just like, how many times have you been sent out today for being disrespectful? He's like, like twice. He was like, twice, and you now want to be disrespectful in my session, like, just like, do you understand what you're gonna do? You're gonna play games, do physical activity, do something really fun, and you cannot just show me respect for 5 minutes. I said. He's just like, do you not understand how much that's affecting how teachers view you right now? I got so angry with him because, again, the reason why I was shouting at him, I didn't let him know. I didn't tell him. But
it goes beyond that situation.
It did, because the way I looked at it was just like, now you've kind of been pigeonholed by your teachers now.
It's so hard to wrap it off.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Teachers are gonna have that little discussion where like, yeah, that kid, he's very disrespectful. He's not, you know.
And as soon as like you kind of get like tagged as like a disrespectful or a kid who just doesn't or chooses to do the wrong thing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The teacher will walk in a room and they'll look at that kid over there, and that kid will do the exact same thing as that kid.
That's what I'm saying.
But the kid who's being tagged as that naughty kid or that problem kid will instantly be like punished or instantly shouted at or instantly reacted to.
Even if something goes wrong in the class, who's the first person that they're going to look at?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it just angered me so much, and I was just like, listen. So I kind of sent him out the session. I felt that was the only punishment needed for it, but then something said to me I had to go speak to him on the level at the end of the session, so I've let him back in, and to be fair, after that he was fine. But then I, you know, pulled him up at the end of the session. I was like, look, I don't want anyone to think that you're disrespectful. Do you understand? I was just like, are you disrespectful? He said no, and I was just like, being disrespectful, I don't think you understand how much. Yeah, you're right, it does stick. I kind of said it to him in a different way, but I was just like, you don't want your teachers or your classmates to think that you're disrespectful, because then nobody's gonna trust you to want to do things. Do you understand? Like, and someone your age, you wouldn't want that. Do you understand? So I was just like, so just, you know, just watch yourself. Literally, that's kind of just ended it there. You know, I didn't want to turn it into a big thing.
It wasn't.
Do you know what I'm saying? And you know what? After that, he was fine. He never done anything of the kind whenever I was with him. Do you understand? So I think explaining to him why I got so upset with him on a level, I didn't speak to him like, you know, I was speaking to like how me and you were talking. Do you understand? I spoke to him on that level, and I showed him that it's not right, basically, to be called disrespectful. You can get in trouble for literally anything else, but that disrespect thing, no, don't let that happen again, literally. So
as soon as you're seeing it, like if you respect someone,
stop, put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Yeah.
Like it gives you a lot, and as long as you have that barrier of the respect you are giving to someone is there, it's like an untangible thing. Like if you lose respect for someone, it affects everything, the way you go towards that person.
It's almost a reason for somebody to give up on you. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And it's not right. Like I said, he's a young child, so I wouldn't. You know, the term that teacher used is like, come on, the kid was in what? I can't remember what year it was. I think year 3 or year 4. But it just didn't sit right. Do you understand? Obviously, I've dealt with children with worse behaviour than him, but you got to understand they have complex issues like at home, or you know, some certain disorders that makes them behave like that. Do you understand? So you have to be kind of considerate. But with him, none of that. He was just choosing to be like that. Do you know what I mean?
But so what you've done there, right, is like for me, is what kind of makes coaches that little bit better and a little bit more respected, or a little bit more liked. Liked is a kind of a weird word, but like by kids and by teachers, right? Because if you're with a class and you constantly tell a kid like you're bad, they're gonna think they're bad, right? But if you take like a minute at the end of a lesson, just to be like, I'm a teacher as a person. Like year one's not so much. Year one, you might have to sit there and go black and white, wrong and right. Yeah, but when you get to old years, to sit down with like a year four and be like, you know, like I get where you're coming from. I get that you can't concentrate for as long as you want to concentrate for. I'll get that you might not enjoy the certain thing we're doing. But the respect or the level you can show me is you try and engage.
That's it.
If you're trying to engage, I can come over to you and give you something harder to do.
Yeah.
And I can then help you have a better lesson.
That's it.
And it's that little word at the end, which a lot of coaches, the coaches that turn up for an hour, leave after an hour and that's it, will struggle to have that. Because then once you start understanding them little niches and kids that have that, they respond more. And if you have a teacher who sees you going, oh miss, can I just have a quick word with whatever his name is for like 2 minutes, just to talk about what happened. And you bring him back in and go, oh miss, he wants that to say to you, or miss, we've spoke to him and I think next time he's really going to try and be better. The teacher reacts to that kid differently.
Of course. For
that next however long. And if he messes up again, you kind of take a step back, but you've taken a few steps forward purely just by having that extra bit of time with the kid and sitting down. Because isolated kids, so different away from when they're from a class. And I think, like same as players, like when you're coaching them, right? If you want to understand a player, just say, mate, take a step out of training and come have a word. At the end, can I just have a quick word with you? And you don't understand how far that goes because it's your direct time with a kid. And it's not even a behaviour management thing because it goes before or after the behaviour management. So it reinforces it or it sets a standard for it at the very start.
That's it.
And I think like your best managers in the world and your best coaches in the world do that. They spend that extra little bit of time talking to their players or saying what did you do on the weekend or what is going on in your head currently that's got us to here.
And it goes to show that these coaches, we're not looking at them as players or we're looking at them as just people and trying to develop like certain, you know, character traits about them. It goes a long way, and like you said, the best coaches in the world, they're not too ingrained in the football or the sporting element of it. They're very much it's very much a person-centered approach.
Jurgen Klopp.
And
Jurgen Klopp.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The absolute.
And you can see it. You can see it. You can see it.
As like, if you're looking for like, if you're wondering what we're saying is like in a school environment, you don't necessarily see it. If you're looking for like the big environment, Jurgen Klopp, when Adrian saved the penalty, look how far that geezer ran to go and hug him.
Then against Adrian and saved. He is the hero that helps Liverpool to win the UEFA Super Cup.
That's it.
And he'd signed like, I don't even know, like a month or something before. Was it a bit longer? But he ran. And it's that environment where everyone feels that appreciation or that
just showing that genuine gratitude.
Exactly. And it goes such a long way.
It does.
Because then next time you look at a coach, you're going, oh, you go and ask them, are you okay? Because you're now going, if a kid comes up to you and goes, how are you today? And they've been doing something by themselves and they come up to you out of that situation and ask how you are, that kid is generally wondering how you are.
Exactly.
And it's that, and I think as a coach and behaviour management, I think that is a huge thing that's underlooked. Because a lot of people just shout at kids, sending kids out, but without looking at the deeper problem. And I guess you don't get me wrong, you don't always have, like, sometimes you have to do something after work, or you might have to do something before work.
That's it.
But even in a session, if you whip out a player, as kids are running shuttles, or as kids playing stuck in the mud, or as kids doing something, just take a player out and sit him on the bench, or sit on the grass for like a minute as they're playing. And keep watching the session, of course. But just go, is everything okay? You look a bit upset today, or you look really angry today. Or your listening is not on point. Is there a reason for that, or is it just you being you at the moment? And that 1 minute, 2 minute might not make the biggest difference, but for the kid and for you, you never know, and it might flick a switch and then it goes, "You just sat me down and had a little word with me." Like,
nah,
what a guy.
That's true. But yeah, again, man, honestly, just trying to have that approach, because you know what it is, like with me, I try not to. I don't think I've been in too many situations where I've had to enforce like the strictest form of like punishment. Obviously, you know, I look back at this one time I think I explained it the first time we recorded this as well. And this is when I was kind of new to coaching. I was even coaching actually. So basically I'd coached, when I first started coaching, I was coaching an under 16s team. And obviously they were quite mature, they were there for the purpose of football. So I wasn't really doing much behaviour management in that sense. And I had quite a good relationship with the players to the point where, you know, players were coming to me with their little personal issues because they felt, because I was quite close to their age at the time, I was still quite young.
That's a big thing, man.
Yeah, so yeah, that was cool. So, but obviously in order for me to progress my career, I needed to work with younger people. So I took this job like fairly briefly as a play worker, you know, just to work with young kids, you get me? I wanted to kind of experience it. So I took this job, and that was literally a whole different ballpark. That was the first time I had to deal with kids like proper young, like, do you know what I'm saying? At first,
all the stories we talk about little kids, man, you know exactly what we're talking about.
It was fine. It was fine at first, you know. They all liked me, do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, you know, I got told, you know, don't be afraid to be firm and stuff like that, which, you know, I grew gradually. But there was just one time, now your after school club, I didn't feel like, for some reason our manager was like, oh, I don't want them playing football. Like, I was like, why? It's like they keep kicking the ball over. I was just like, one, you keep buying these air floaters, like, so I was just like, you can get like a reception kid kicking it with enough force to go over. Yeah. So she weren't happy. The kids weren't happy. So they was all sitting. Most of the boys anyway, and there was one or two girls that liked to play football, just sitting there bored. And I was just like, yeah, this is not right. So I went and found the ball, as I do, you know, I'm trying to save the day and that. I can be your hero, baby. And it was all going great. And then this kid started acting up. I can't quite remember what he done. Like I said, it was quite a long time ago. And I've just said to him, yeah, go inside. Literally, like, go inside. And then, but you know what, yeah, something told me that this kid is going to put me right in it. So what does he go do? He goes and tells my manager that, yeah, them lot are playing football outside, and you know, and you know they're not allowed to.
Behaviour management got wrong, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. But there's me thinking, like, but when you was playing football, you weren't saying that, but now you got kicked out and now you're piping up.
Read your crowd, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Read your crowd.
But again, like, it was a rookie error, definitely a rookie error. And yeah, again, manager came outside. As soon as she came outside, when I say everybody saw, including myself, like, I felt like I was one of the kids there, like, and then obviously I was like to the kids, I was like, yeah, you lot go inside, you lot go inside. Obviously, I'm gonna have to take the brunt of it, like. And then she was just like, you see what happened? And she was just like, you see why? Yeah, she was like, you see kids like that, you need to. This is why you shouldn't. This is why you shouldn't have played football, because the minute you sent that kid in, I knew what he was gonna go do, because he's spiteful like that. I've worked with this kid for a while now. You understand? I was just like, and this is exactly why that. Obviously, I know you're trying to be like nice and trying to get him play football and that, but I told them not to. They couldn't play football for a reason. You understand? Yeah. And you know, and obviously it taught me a lot, and it taught me a lot about boundaries, and it taught me a lot about, do you know what, I'm not here to be like, obviously we can have fun, we can, you know, play football and stuff, but at the same time I'm here in a structured environment, so I have to make sure
that it's a structured environment.
It's a structured environment with rules, you know, implemented and boundaries. And do you know what? Yeah, I swear to you, after that, I think I changed the way. Yeah, I think it made me think that, do you know what? I am a good coach, blah blah blah, but at the same time, I need to be able to control my environment. Yeah. And once I hit, you know, once that epiphany came to me, I was just like, do you know what? You know, every behaviour management was never a problem after that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I've had my problem kids, and as you do, but I don't think I've had any serious incident because of it. Because, like I said, I'm able to find that balance now between being Nick, but at the same time placing that boundary there, and you know what?
It's a hard thing to do, man.
It works, and that's what I'm saying. You have to. I think now, once you have that experience, you have to be selective as well of the kind of groups that you are actually able to manage. You know what I'm saying? If your strength is working with older children, then stick to it. Do you understand? Always do everything that you can to work with that group, because if you struggle to control a group of, say, 5 to 7 year olds, then you need to find.
I think everyone has their favoured age. I think everyone, no matter who you are, you look at who you're coaching that week, or the team you have for the year, or even the class you have for the year.
Yeah.
And you'll think, okay, loving it. I've got olders, or if you're a young person, I've got youngers. And I think, like, as long as you gain experience in all of them, you're of course going to have a group that you love and the ones you love. But as long as you gain at some point experience from different ages, it can all come together.
It does.
And I think, like, that leads on to my coaching technique, which is, so my one is quite similar to yours, but mine's just being loud, and it sounds ridiculous, and people are like, you're loud, Dev, but my tone, and my idea is that I can be louder than you, so I can shout louder than you can talk to your mate, right? So if you're trying to talk to your mate, I'll walk right in front of you and be super loud, and then you're like, what's going on? And year ones are so baffed.
Yeah.
And that's my technique, and it's kind of just sort of based on the point where that I know you can hear me, so you have no excuse. So if you're at the back of the class, so this is something I hate talking when I'm talking. Like same as if you're playing football or coaching basketball, what do kids automatically do? Automatically do, right? Automatically do, right? And that annoys me. I cannot even tell you. Same as when my footballers are playing football, someone's doing kick-ups. I'll wait for them to finish doing kick-ups and go, are you done now? Because you clearly aren't focusing on me. And it comes down to the small things, like, as you said, when someone's talking, I will go mad.
Yeah, it's just...
Because it's a respect thing, man. If I'm talking, the least you can do is listen.
Yeah.
So, I don't care if you're whispering to your mate, I don't care if you're doing this to your mate, I don't care if you're just looking over there going, I will get you on it. And that's my way of, like, as Nick says, the first... the first impression, or the first letting you know how it goes. And just being like, that's not cool. If I'm talking, you are silent and you are not moving. So I then know you're ready to listen. And don't get me wrong, some kids have that ability to move and still listen. And a lot of the time it could be, for example, autistic, or it could be a kid who just doesn't like making eye contact. So that they have to move, but they listen. So if you ask them a question, I've been caught out when I was younger, when I go, you're not listening, they go, yes I am. I go, what did I ask? And they repeat word for word what you just said. And you're like, they weren't looking at me. So some kids don't have to necessarily look at you to hear you, but you definitely have to be quiet. I mean, and be vocally.
One of those kids.
You're the bad kid. But yeah, and that was like my key thing, and it's just to be like, that's how I do, and I'm loud in life normally, and it just comes across in my coaching style, and that's just me. Like, that is just generally me. I'm not trying to do anything to make you listen to me. I'm just gonna make you listen to me. If you don't want to listen to me, then this is what I love doing. If a kid's bouncing the ball, and I'm like, hold the ball, and I'll continue. If they do it again, you get the ball and you boot it as far as you can. I'm not even lying to you. Like, what? So like, I've done it on my summer camp. This kid was bouncing the ball, and I picked up the ball and booted it, and it went, oh! And I was like, go get your ball. And the kid was like, what? I was like, go get your ball. I ain't getting it, no one else is getting it, you're talking, you waste my time, I'll waste yours. And that's a key part of olders, is you waste my time, I'll waste yours. Because when they get out of school, if they're messing around in work, if they're doing something in the street and wasting people random time, people are going to clock them on it. And that's why I do that. And if you boot their ball away, it works in so many different ways. Like, that's their ball, first of all. They have nothing else to play with, they have to go get it. Secondly, everyone else in that group isn't affected because you booted their ball away. Everyone's watching them. So that kid has to go get their ball, come all the way back, and by the time they come back, they've had time to think about how long it's been to go get that ball. I'm not going to get my ball again. And if you get them kids who are like, this is well fun, if they boot the ball, I've got to chase it. Just hold their ball, take the ball away. Then you just take away the thing that they enjoy doing. And that's a key thing. And I get told, I've had a parent come to go, why are you putting his ball away? Like, he's got to go get it. Like, I'm like,
why is he bouncing?
So imagine right now, you were talking to me, and I'd say, and start playing on my phone
Yeah.
as you're talking to me. Is that respectful? Is that rude? And that's a way to get into a kid's head. Because you can't just say, that's rude, that's disrespectful. Because kids hear that at school, kids hear that. And they don't associate the word respect, or a lot of kids don't, respectful and be respectful, as genuinely just having the decency to look at you and listen.
It's true.
So that's why when you have to do an impactful thing like that, the kids look and go, I don't want my ball being booted away, I'm going to listen now.
Yeah, it's a lesson.
Exactly, and it's such a visual lesson.
It's a visual lesson, and as harsh as it sounds, it's true, because listening is kind of the key thing here, because it goes back to the story that I even told. I just remembered it. Sick. But yeah. This was when I was young, when I was at and then you know, when coach tries to give you a little demonstration onto a little skill, I can't remember, it might have been a dribbling drill, and everyone had the ball each, and then he must have said, Jack, pass me your ball. When I say everybody went to go pass you the ball. I'm talking
left foot, right foot, and volley.
Everybody passing the ball. The guy was just standing there, literally ignoring every
watching his ball go, lying.
Just walked. Every ball just went past it. Even me, my pass here, like I'm talking dead accurate. Like he literally had to move so they knew. I was just like, what are you doing? You don't see the finesse in that ball.
To the L1 circle, L1 square ball.
And then he used everybody except for maybe one or two that literally did.
Heard.
Yeah, heard.
If you heard at the start we said it, you're about to realise, because there's two types of people that are going, they can't understand why, and there's people that are going, I know exactly why the coach is doing this.
Steve gives us a stare.
Go on, Steve.
He gives us a stare, goes, you don't ask to pass me the ball. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Jack.
Jack.
And Jack still had the ball in his hand.
Love
just
it.
Waiting
for that moment.
And then it was just like, yeah, he's just like, listen, fair enough, you lot can pass the ball. I was just like, I didn't ask you not to pass me the ball. I was Jack. He's just like, it's all about listening, boys. He's just like,
that's such a visual. That's so like, and in terms of like, that is so clever. So clever.
I don't know how like. He must have just thought of that on the spot.
That's
because
so
he's like, because the whole situation must have just conspired in his favour. He's like,
to know if I say it right now,
I'm just gonna let it run. And literally, it was the best. I look at that and said, you know what? Yeah, that was sick. I can't even be mad at him for that.
Yeah. And like, you got your if you listen, that's what I mean. Like if you listen to that,
why do I remember that?
To the story and you're thinking,
why do I remember that? Because it's such a dickhead thing to do. Like,
but he had the right to be a dickhead.
That's what I'm saying. But you know,
it's why them ones, bro.
How was you? But I tell you what, but that there is what made that session. Remember?
Yeah, fact.
I remember. I was in primary school. When that session occurred.
Such a stand-up moment.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To think that it was a what you call a character building lesson like that.
So right, this is mad, right? So I didn't talk about it last time, but I remember, right, this is probably not a good story. This is a pretty bad story. Right, it sticks in my mind, right? Because it was a bunch of year 11s. I was in year 11 too at this point, right?
Yeah.
And probably Australian PE teachers are a bit nutty. I'm gonna put it out there. Australian PE teachers, you get a few different kinds, but all of them at the end of the day are a bit nuts. Yeah. And we were doing rugby, and this kid wouldn't listen. Right. This is not good. And this is not good behaviour management, but it sticks on my head, right? And basically, we were doing a passing drill.
Yeah.
And this kid just wouldn't do it. He was like, "This is shit."
Yeah.
And this PE teacher got this ball, and I mean from me to the camera, booted it at him. I mean, like, not even like a tap. I mean, whammed it at him.
Wow.
So hard. And was like, run around the pitch, run around the field, sorry. And this kid, you best believe, started running around the field. This kid wouldn't normally, this kid was like a kid who was like, the kids who didn't like the kids who didn't like PE, they're a bit like, oh, whatever, PE shit, like, and yeah, like bunked off school, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, got the I mean, like these are like hardened, old school rugby balls.
Oh my god!
Banged at him, hit him. Of course he hit him because he's a freaking Australian.
Yeah.
Banged at him.
Yeah.
And just went run on the pitch now.
Yeah.
And stunned. Everyone's just stunned. Look at him like. But you're in year 11, and you're in year 11, right? And when you're in year 11, you can kind of not understand because you're still a kid, technically.
Yeah.
But in year 11, you're like, you know who's
But
being
you
a bit
think
of a
you're
dick.
a big man at it, yeah.
But exactly, you understand. So you understand a bit more. Like with year 11s that I've ever coached and taught in like my gap year or whatever, they at year 11 you don't know everything, don't get me wrong, like, but you kind of know things and you can switch on to things and you think, and you look at this kid who's got the ball booted at him and you're not going, I'm telling, like in year 7 you go, I'm telling my mum when I go, and you go, yeah, he probably deserved that. And watch him run. He looks pissed as shit. What? He is fuming, but I bet he's running around the pitch now.
Even that guy, even the guy it happened to is probably thinking, yeah, I was a dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of them things where
I deserve that. Because you know when something bad happens to you when you're older, it's just like, do you know what? I kind of deserve that.
and it's such a mad thing, right? And it's such a niche and such a small part.
Yeah.
But sometimes the most untypical way of doing it. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying go bang a ball at a kid.
It was definitely.
But at that moment, right?
Yeah.
If the kid reported him, he's fucked.
Yeah, definitely.
But at that moment, the situation that everyone was in, the environment, and when it all came down to this kid, the session had built up, and the ball bit him, everyone went, okay, and got him in the session. No one questioned it, and at the end everyone was like, you got a ball bit. He was like, oh, I'm gonna, and of course the kid was doing his typical, I'm gonna get him, He's like, he's a fucking, and he's like, you ain't gonna do shit for long. He's a massive Australian PE teacher. You got ball bit at you. Fucking sit down.
Just
and it just reminded me of them really small little moments that stuck with you, and it stuck with me really madly.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That it's controversial that, but
100%. It's definitely
if it done the job, and if you sit in the job, then you know he cannot complain. He cannot complain. But I kind of look. I ain't got that much stories, but I think we can kind of just round up what we think is good behaviour management.
Yeah, right. Because there's so many techniques in the world.
There is.
And like for example, your honesty. Honesty's like fucking. We should be called the honesty team, bro.
Yeah.
But like first impressions and putting out your stall early. My one being quite clear and being quite loud is my one. But then having a consequence is quite a big thing. You're going above and beyond just telling a kid off.
Yeah,
like having a little moment.
You can during the session. I can be like, I'll tell you off, but I'm always that kind of coach that I don't like to leave my session on a negative. So if I've told you off, then I've sent you out. Then I'm having. If it's one kid, then it's just one. If it's two, then it's two. If it's three, we'll have like a little meet at the end of the session. It's like, look, why do you think I got upset with you? Why do you think I done that? Once we've had that conversation, then we've kind of drawn a line under it. Yes, hopefully they're not that still upset with me or still pissed off. If they are, then it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I think it is what it is.
You know, but yeah, just kind of being always explain why you perform that punishment on the kid. And then
bit of clarity, because if you send a kid out and you don't say why you sent them out, they come back to the session not knowing what they've done wrong.
That's it. Also as well, like if you have persistent children that just don't behave, then try giving them some sort of responsibility within your session, because like I said, that kind of, they're probably craving some sort of attention. They need some positive attention, so that there is positive, do you understand? And therefore, you're giving that kid responsibility.
You raised a really good point as well, like before, when you said if that kid lays that cone down, it's that kid's cone.
That's it. So it's literally you're kind of giving your session to that kid almost. You're making him the coach.
And imagine the kid kicks over his cone, or you start messing around his session.
I've seen it.
He's pissed, bro.
You've seen it, and I'm sure those of you that are watching, when you've seen a kid lay down a cone and then another kid has moved it or kicked it, you've seen that
they flip out at the kid. You flip out, and you're like,
they do, because they're now modeling our behaviors now, which is nice to see.
I was gonna say, now I don't believe any behaviour management techniques are wrong. That's a lie, right? But I'm sure if you work in a school, someone does this.
Yeah, that's me.
And I bet the kids go, or all 5 of them do, right? Now this is my bit where I might need to leave the room a bit. A few things, but
won't spend too long.
Yeah, please don't, right? But I don't believe I do, right? Because this is wrong. I don't
it works.
No, it fucking doesn't, right?
So
right, this is my problem, right? And I know schools, entire schools take this and use it and go over it as their behaviour technique in primary school. Secondary school, man, you're gonna get laughed off the stage.
Yeah.
But right, in primary school, don't get me wrong, the kids clap back. When the kid go, the kids will clap back. I'm agreeing.
Alright guys, we're gonna get started. Talking, I guess we get a book assignment.
Right, but I can do that while talking to you and listen to a story. I can do this while twitching and dancing my chair. I can go and have a party with it, right? And in my personal opinion, don't string me up and kill me, but I think this means I can still do what I want to do. I've just done what you want me to do to make me feel like I'm listening to you.
Do you know what it is though? Yeah, I think the reason why you hate it so much is because you're doing it wrong. Like that's how you do it, and I think that's why you hate it so much.
Right. You could do fucking sample with it, and it would not matter. I think
that's why you're so upset.
What's your way of doing it? Sorry.
Because
what's your way of doing it? No, let's do it.
No,
Teach me, bro. Teach me. I'm gonna go to school and do this, and then I start fighting people because no one's tapping.
Because you've spent so long trying to get it right, and you still can't get it right. But
I'm gonna teach my man. I'm gonna teach a freestyle and go.
Yeah, you can, but you've got to get the basic right first. So and then you can kind of freestyle.
What was I doing?
I don't know what you was doing. Like, you was doing something. You was literally just clapping, but clapping off rhythm basically. That's
a rhythm lesson.
No. Kids ain't gonna follow that.
Kids don't follow nothing.
Kids ain't gonna follow that.
Basically, to finish this aerial clapping off, I don't believe in it, right? And if you do, or it works in your school, message me, we'll meet up and I'll fight you.
Like I said,
it's not a thing.
It's a good attention goal. I'm not saying that.
Okay, cool. Right, do a clap, right? And I'll sing a song. Do a clap and I'll copy you. I'll sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Right? Do a clap and I'll copy you. So Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you. It does not work, guys.
Look, what I would say is I completely feel you on the older kids. Don't completely leave that at home if you're gonna go, if you think to do that with older set of children.
Year 6 will literally love.
But if you're doing it to reception, year 1, year
I got receptions in September. I'm gonna try it.
Honestly.
There you are. I'm gonna try. I've got a group of receptions just in Whitehall, at White Six, right? I'll give it a go and watch them just run around. They'll start dancing or something.
Literally, but like I said, if you do it wrong, then they probably will run around. But
how can you clap wrong?
Like if you do it right, then
is that it?
No. We're gonna have to when we finish filming. I'll teach him, and then hopefully next week he can show you that he's done it properly.
Yeah. So next week I'll be showing you the shittest clap in the world that no kids listen to. I can't
which he will do, guys. He will do. But guys, look, in terms of, we're gonna move away from that because we're heading towards the end. But just to quickly just to give you my other points on behaviour management. Be open about why you sent them out, which I've probably already said, and do what's comfortable to you as well. Don't try to act like anything that you're not. Don't act like this
big loud person when you're not. They will see through that, because that's not honesty.
Do what is comfortable to you. Do you understand? So if you're the kind of person that wants to sit everyone out for 5 minutes because you haven't got that big projection in your voice, do it. If you want to use the clapping sequence to get attention, do it. Like, do what works for you. Do you understand? Obviously, Dev ain't gonna do it because it don't work for him. But for me, if I wanted to do it with a younger group, I am happy. Because me, if there's one thing that I don't like, it's raising my voice unnecessarily. Do you understand?
See, we're different. I love it.
Like, I don't like.
So you got two different codes of opinions on here.
Yeah, like I raise my voice when I'm trying to explain something, but I don't like raising my voice for behaviour management. So what I do, I try to be, I try to use a lot of cues, calm, collective, and like I said, just being firm at the beginning.
Maybe I'm an angry coach. You know I love booting balls when shouting at kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I quite enjoy making kids quiet.
It doesn't come across like that, which is what's very strange.
Giant,
well.
even though I'm 5 foot like that.
But do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, Dev, I don't know if you've got anything else to add in terms of behaviour management, but
I think a good one as well. If you have a behaviour management and it doesn't work, don't take it personally.
That's it.
If you have a session where you're trying to do something and it doesn't work, it's okay.
That's it.
And I think especially when you're learning and you're still learning the ropes about things and still learning what kind of coach you are and learning your roots and learning what you find comfortable, it's okay to have a shit session. Like a quick story I was whipping when I was in the same class for Mr. Flip Flop 6 months down the line. I was coaching a group of kids hockey, hitting the ball around, fantastic. Session was running pretty smoothly. Of course it doesn't, if something bad happens. I couldn't see one of the kids. I counted 29, there was 30 kids in the class. I was like, where's this girl gone? Can't remember her name. And all of a sudden the kid looks at me and goes, what are you doing? And I was like, well, like, why are you looking at me? But you know when you see that eye, they're looking through you.
Looking through you.
Yeah, they're not looking at me, they're looking like over your shoulder. And I was like, what? Look behind me, there's no word of a lie. At year 1, up a tree. And I mean like a 6 foot something tree.
Sick.
And I was like,
she's a ledge.
Nah, she got expelled, bro.
Did she?
In year 1. And I was like, what do I do?
She must have been something.
I spoke to the teacher.
What, for climbing a tree?
No. That was the least of her worries, bro, in that school. But yeah, and I was sat there, and I was looking at this girl up a tree, looking at the class, looking at the girl up a tree, looking at the class going, dude, I can't make a scene, because I can't make a scene of a girl up a tree, because if the teacher comes out, don't know.
You just got to be calm.
I by myself as well, that you should never coach behaviour management, always coaching 2s, never coaching 1s, coaching 2s if you can. Basically, the coach, you will have to be forced coaching 1s, because that's coaching life, but if you can, coaching 2. And I was like, what do I do? And you know that thing about if you don't give attention to things, they die out and they get bored.
Yeah.
Year 1's down to a T. I was like, I'm just going to continue the session. This girl's up a tree. If I try and get her down, I might fall and kill her. The class is going to be stopped looking at her, it's going to be drama. So I'm going to keep the hockey lesson. A few minutes passed, kept playing hockey, making it look fun, whatever. And then she came down the tree. And I sent her inside and she had to sit the teacher. But that's what I mean. And I think, and I didn't say that personally. I was like, fuck, I'm the shittest coach in the world. I've done all this wrong. But at the end of the day, I learned from it. And I learned that you kind of have to spot these kids and you have to learn these boundaries and you can't go in being that guy that you want everyone to see you as. You can't go in and be the funniest teacher in the world. You can't go in as the best. You got to go in and be you. Yeah, and if that's the funniest teacher, you're lucky. If that's the best teacher, you're lucky. But as long as you set your standard and what they expect from you, and you continually deliver that, they have a stability, they have a boundary. And for me, it's kind of what you get to, and that's like where you find yourself at. So as long as you can do that and you sort yourself out and you kind of go, you know what, if I have a bad session, why'd I have a bad session? Kids didn't listen. Year sixes are emotional. Under 17s, if you're watching, you are emotional. And it's okay. Sometimes they're going to come to a session and be buzzed and have a great session. Sometimes they're going to come to a session and they might have had a bad day, might have argued with their mum before they came, and that's where they are.
That's it.
And you can't go shouting at that kid. You kind of got to go, okay, that kid's off training. Why are they not training right? And that's where you come in and have a little word and go, you good? And they might be like, yeah, they probably won't tell you because a lot of kids are quite reserved. But at least you've put the olive branch out, and if it's taken, it's taken.
Just show that you care, and
it goes a long way.
You good to go.
It goes a long way. I think behaviour management, tick. And I mean, we do a race through it. I'm not lying to you. So if you guys don't agree, but there's loads of other techniques. It's not a technique, right? There's loads of other techniques, right? If you have any techniques, right, that you don't think we covered or you want us to bring up next week, please email bscpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Instagram now. I think we've gone above 10 followers. Yay!
Follow that.
Jeez. Yeah, give it a follow. We'll be posting all our stuff in there. So, for example, if you can't clock in.
And if you haven't followed, I will be sliding in.
You don't. He's 6 foot. He can't, bro. He ain't sliding nowhere. But we also have Twitter as well at BSC Podcast, and you guys watching us now on Blood, Sweat and Coach on YouTube. We also have Soundcloud, so the people that are looking at us right now going, he's got fucking ugly shit, but I can't watch this. This is boring. I just want to listen on the radio when I'm about to go to bed. Soundcloud at Blood, Sweat and Coaching, and it's all good there. Now okay, this light, we got a fat up light in here, and I'm sweating, but we look beautiful.
You know how hot it is as well.
This is honestly the end of the podcast, right? But I am sweltering, right? Because we can't have windows open. So this is true about like me being a video, whatever. You can't have windows open because you hear things from outside. You hear birds calling, squirrels doing whatever, police cars killing a person, right? So we've had to close all the windows. This light bulb is bigger than my head, right? It's inside this contraption. This room is boiling. My cat's outside meowing. And it's just a madness.
You know when they say the beginning of something is truly tough, man. We're living it right now.
I'll tell you right now.
We're living it.
But we made it. And that's the most important part. That's it, really?
Guys, listen, thank you for watching again. I really appreciate it. We appreciate you. Like they've said, any comments, techniques,
subscribe, comment, subscribe, comment, subscribe.
I'm them things. Yeah, listen, I'll leave that to you guys. I'm gonna say peace and love.
We have a shout out, and
not with you. I will be on my own. But yeah, guys, listen.
That's a weird note to finish on.
Yeah.
Cheers for watching.
Thank you. But yeah, guys, listen, we're out.